introductions. Spawning here in the lower left corner of the map. Playing for Neurosoft, it's going to be the red Protoss player, Romson.
And his opponent, in the upper right-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom, in the green, it is our h0pe player. Oh.
I have not had the opportunity to catch h0pe in one of these weekly tournaments, but I have seen Romson before. And Neurosoft, already on its own, is a very nice team to begin with. But Romson last week played very well, I think. Oh gosh, my memory is going to make me sound embarrassing here. He got to at least the quarterfinals. I know that for a fact. I'm not sure where it was he got, though, beyond that, as we did not follow him. But Romson, a big contender for the Go for StarCraft again. This is the quarterfinals, so he has once more made it towards the end. This is a best of 3, guys. So Romson, h0pe, whoever wins, they've got games to fall back on.
It's true, and so that really kind of changes the metagame, and not so much into PvZ, though. That pylon's on the low ground.
Well, this is the situation where you get to be risky. We saw Sport Billy just be risky with some pretty crazy cannon stuff. I'm saying risky in big air quotes here, but Romson probably just gonna stick to something a little more natural. As I don't know h0pe, but if you're in the quarterfinals of Zotac, whether it's sorry, not Zotac, Go for StarCraft, chances are you know your shit. Pardon my French.
True enough. I'm trying to stealthily tweet that we have Romson versus h0pe going on.
I was gonna ask who you're typing to, is a little tickety tackety.
Is it still allowed? Oh my god!
No,
so
it's actually
depressing.
it's much better than last time. I'll give you that much.
Okay.
What was that, Saturday, I think, for Zotac, whenever that was. But yeah, so very classic. I don't even want to say standard, because even the word standard sounds boring at this point. Classical openings from both these players. And if I had to imagine, you know, it's probably going to be a gateway here to complete this wall with a cannon behind the forge somewhere. Again, I don't know this, guys. If I had to guess, it's only what might happen. I mean, there's a 9x9 square here that looks perfect for a gateway, but there's no guarantee that one will go down. We could see a second forge. What is it? Oh my god, it's a gateway. Holy moly. Just,
Whoa.
I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket, so apparently I'm that good at predicting things right now.
Well done.
If the lottery was as predictable as a PvZ opener, I think I might be a very rich man.
It's well done. And I wonder what kind of spread you can get on that.
Probably a terrible one, because everybody would be doing it, and everybody would be winning. Well,
I like
3
this
hatcheries.
queen positioning out of h0pe, though, already having it right next to the hatchery. Oh, but not quite exactly correct timing for the inject. That's too bad.
Well, something I have recently seen players begin to do, and have been reminded of this most recently by watching h0pe play for Zotac last week, was the coolest way to spread creep against a Protoss is like, okay, you're not going to have 4 queens like you would against Terran or Zerg, right? You're just going to have that 1 queen you have to rely on, 2 queens sometimes, depending how larva heavy you're going to be. What am I saying? You always have 2 queens. I'm going to say 3 queens, questionably. One thing I love seeing people do is moseying a queen out to about the halfway point on the map, build canceling a hatchery, and putting a creep tamer down immediately. This jump starts your creep spread so much, and your opponent's not going to have an observer out that early to be able to start cleaning that up. Now, a lot of Zerg, they do shy away from having creep down, period, because of how easy it is to clean up. But the reality is, okay, maybe it gets taken out for like, what is no repercussion whatsoever. But if you have a creep tumor here...
Stargate. Sorry, got excited.
Okay, well, it's a Stargate. It's... Calm down, Ord. It's Protoss versus Zerg with a Stargate.
I want it to be a void ray.
It won't be avoided, but, man. Getting to my point, before I get off topic of this, when you've got creep across the map, it's like having map hacks, guys. You're going to know when your opponent's coming that much sooner, and if he stops to kill a creep tumor, you bought yourself a couple seconds of time, too. So, I mean, I really like seeing Zerg players spread creep, and it's a beautiful thing, but a lot of people shy away from it in PvZ, and it sucks. Now, Stargate, Ord got excited about this, guys. I'm not, but here's why. Phoenixes are really good at controlling your opponent, but only for a certain amount of time.
We have the Stalker Zealot Poke arriving at the third base right now, actually picking off a lot of Zerglings and some drones right now.
Yeah, the Zergling's actually preoccupied with the Stalker, forced to pull drones off this. However, a couple kills have been accumulated at this point. And the Stalker will not be able to get this Queen, unfortunately, but a Zealot could have. Okay, Phoenixes, guys. Magic numbers, 1 through 5. You're going to have 3 Phoenixes, you're going to have 5 Phoenixes. These are great at going around the map, cleaning up your opponent, killing some Queens. You will always, by the way, if you go 5 Phoenixes and you don't get at least 2 Queens, you're doing it wrong. But if you can get a couple Queens with this, it's always nice to stint that larva production and really kind of get your opponent on hold. This will also force some Spore Crawlers to come down. Actually, right now, h0pe doesn't have an evolution chamber. Oh, he does. Okay, never mind. I was looking around for it, side of the natural. But Spore Crawlers will go down. This will deter Phoenixes, but Phoenixes don't even get that threatened by Spore Crawlers because by the time they've picked something up and killed it, they're out of there before the Spore Crawler can even break the shields. And Spore Crawler's already coming down.
Oh, and with some game sense there, actually. h0pe laying down a Spore Crawler, though he has not scouted the fact that a Stargate is out, nor has a Phoenix started attacking him.
Yeah, so just precautionary, but there's no reason not to do this. And I like that he's done this early, too, because now that really limits where the Phoenixes will be. It also provides safe zones for the Overlords. And a pause coming out of Romson. I will have to restart the stream after this game, by the way, guys. Sorry about that. Often forget. Sorry, go. Alright, so back into the action. But yeah, the Phoenixes get around and do a lot of harass. Now, something that's kind of funny is, with how badly, and I'm saying badly in big air quotes here, guys, with how badly Infestors were nerfed, you're seeing a lot of people start to incorporate Hydralisks into their actual main composition. And Hydralisks are very good at dealing with Phoenixes. And if you're struggling to deal with your opponent having this constant harass around, and you just can't clean it up, Hydralisks are a nice answer to that. But h0pe is actually just going to go for Infestors, so forsooth and hark and whatnot.
And Overlord does get picked off here, but with the great abundance, I will say, of Queens and Spore Crawlers everywhere, these Phoenixes don't have a lot of easy targets.
Yeah, meanwhile, at the third base, this Phoenix, or sorry, these Zerglings, they kind of scout, okay, the Phoenix are out, there must be an opening for me, but not going to be the case, as Romson's on top of the Sentry Voice Field, so really minimizing losses there. Now the cannon's even up. Meanwhile, the Phoenix are continuing to poke around, picking up a drone or two. See how many we killed at this point. Total 6 workers picked off, so not too shabby. Oops, spamming hotkeys.
You started playing there?
No, it's... this is why I need to restart StarCraft. None of my actual keybinds are currently working. Nothing is bound to what it should be.
Zerglings streaming in here are actually really good timing to almost catch those probes, but not quite. So they're going to poke back towards the main. A Zealot is still in the way. Looks like a pylon may go down, but Romson's going to have time to respond with his... Oh, the Zerglings actually get direct surround on most of the Zealots. Force field's finally coming out, and the Zerglings pull away.
Yeah, h0pe trying to get some damage done, but really, this is nothing more than harassment. And he's still losing workers and such back at home for this.
Yeah.
And this is actually kind of interesting. I do want to point out, this is the only time I've ever seen a Protoss player go with 4 Phoenixes consciously. He has not lost one, he just never made a 5th.
This is interesting. I think he may have intended to make that 5th, but then didn't see any targets, and so decided not to.
Well, 11 workers have been picked off at this point. It is currently 72 workers for the Zerg player over the 64 of Romson, but I mean, a 3-base Protoss is nothing to wince at. This is a scary, scary thing that you never want to let happen. Because what this allows for is a lot of extra gateways, as we see being plopped down. We'll often see as high as 12, as low as 9 off of 3-base.
Well, it's a pretty early fleet beacon down as well. Phoenixes are still harassing. 2 of them get fungled. 2 may finally die, but 2 will escape.
Yeah, the annoying thing is, being left with 2 Phoenixes, these are now just advanced scouting tools. They can't really do too much.
It's true. Romson moving out now to control his Xel'Naga at the very least, maybe pushing forward, and the Spire is about halfway done.
Oh, and there's no Thermal Lance. Yeah, we got 2 Colossus currently on the field, only one with the army, but no Thermal Lance even been started yet. And that's maybe a bit of an oversight here by Romson, focusing on getting that fleet beacon down.
Lots of spine crawlers on the way for h0pe. The Guardian Shield is popped, so it looks like Romson wants to commit to this attack. He's going to take out the Queen, and the Infestors have to stay back. They don't have a lot of energy left right now.
Oh, getting Force Field in there as well. It's not looking good for h0pe. Look at those burning carcasses, Ord.
And then Romson's actually just going to pull away from the infested Terran. I like that choice.
No better way to deal with infested Terran than walking away. as they are slow, waddly units with low DPS when in small numbers. They
And
also
then
don't get that range attack upgrade anymore, which kind of sucks.
Mama ship, it's coming.
Yeah, Mothership with Colossus, with Zealots. I mean, h0pe, he's going to have a hard time breaking this army. We don't have a lot of force fields going down, but he doesn't need to put them down as the Roaches are driven back immediately. Spine Crawler's trying to root, but they're not going to get the opportunity to. Focus fire down on these Colossus, though. I like it.
I have one poor Roach suspended in the air for that entire battle. Oh, Corruptor, though, does get one of the Colossi. The second one, only about half of its life left. h0pe is not out of this. He still has 174 supplied. Lots of Roaches on the field.
Well, Corruptors are out. They're going to clean up the Phoenixes, but the Phoenixes aren't really the threat, nor have they been. There's now this groundswell army with a Mothership coming behind it. Blink on the way. I would like maybe to see Zealot charge, because I think it'd be a little more effective against this composition. But Romson going to stick to what he can with these Stalkers.
And h0pe doing a great job of pursuing Romson back to his base, picking off a lot more Stalkers on the way. As long as he doesn't overcommit here. Alright, he had me nervous.
Oh man, Romson's almost got that +3 halfway finish at this point, whereas h0pe is sitting on 0 weapon upgrades, or he's going for flyer attacks even, which I'm just sitting here raising an eyebrow to because I don't understand the thought process behind it, but h0pe is going to continue to poke in. Romson, though, taking some severe damage from these Roaches on account of not having that Thermal Lance upgrade. That oversight, man, he's continuing Colossus production and still no Thermal Lance. I wish I wasn't a caster so I could just message him and be like, why you no Thermal Lance?
I think he probably intended to a while ago. Like, he had to have, unless he cut it so he could get the Mothership out.
It's the easiest thing to overlook. I've seen too many Protoss players do it in the past for it to be like a rare occasion. It is more common than not, but it still sucks when that happens.
I'm just waiting for these Corruptors to be morphed into Broodlords over here from h0pe.
I can try and do that, but this Archon's already prepared for this. Like, I feel the way the game coursed out right here is Romson played for the late game, whereas h0pe did not. He's just been playing for what's going on and what he can do and h0pe to handle. Now, he's making a nice choice. I do like that he's taken 2 bases behind this, putting him on 5. But the big question is it going to matter?
The Greater Spire finally on the way. h0pe preparing to
Vortex
attack.
is 7 energy away, Ord. There's no Broodlords anything close to being made on the map, but there's also no way for h0pe to really deal with this.
Yeah, with the 4-base Protoss and the bank that we're looking at, the Remax is going to be just that much more powerful for the Protoss player versus the Zerg. Although we do finally see a 5th base trying to be taken by h0pe up to the north. One Zealot has found it. The rocks in the center are taken out. We have both armies positioning themselves for an engagement now. Oh, only half of h0pe's army is engaging at a time. The Mothership, however, is behind some decent force fields. The Archons taking a lot of damage already. The Corruptors come from behind, and the Mothership has to vortex them.
Yeah, really nice zoning them out of the army entirely. The Archons don't even care about going in the toilet. He doesn't need to because he's just continuing to push forward. And h0pe, by taking down those rocks, actually just kind of helped Romson get into the base a little bit faster. Hoping to force more force fields, but not the case. Now this Mama ship does have the Corruptors to worry about once again, but there might just be too much here for them to really make a difference, or...
Yeah, I mean, the Mama ship goes down, but there's still 2 Colossi left. Now 1. Lots of Blink Stalkers following up from behind. GG comes from h0pe.